Hi everyone, Tam's here. In this video, I want to talk to you about my home library. Now, I have noticed recently that a video I posted a couple of years ago giving you a tour of my home library has gotten a little bit of action. So I thought I'd follow up to that video. When I recorded that video several years ago, I had my library completely arranged in a different way. And since then, I have not only rearranged that room, I've added 2 more bookshelves. I'll insert a few photos here so you can get a peek at what it currently looks like. I also took some time to really think about my book collection and sort of filter out anything that I didn't think I needed and gave it away to charity. And since then, I've been very intentional about the books I collect, and I've really enjoyed it. I'm someone who enjoys surrounding myself with books. And for today's video, I thought I'd give you a little more information about what I do collect and a new book haul. I collect a variety of books. I do collect fiction like most people do, but my passion is really, at the moment, home and garden books. And I have shared in some previous videos how this year I have been building my little garden library, and I have a new bookshelf in my garden Florida room that I'm slowly curating and putting together. And this spring, I added books by one of my favorite gardeners, Rosemary Very. So I found those books used for very good prices online on Amazon. And that is typically what I do. Is I shop for a lot of used books. I go into charity shops and Goodwill and places like that, and I just enjoy the hunt and trying to add to my collection. But occasionally I do want to buy new books, and I've got a couple here that I want to share with you. Now, these are books that I think are well worth the money, and I just couldn't wait to get them and flip through them. Again, I love home and garden books, and I love adding to them. And recently, one of my favorite Instagram accounts, Stamps and Stamps, came out with their own book. I love this book. If you know about their Instagram account, you know what I'm talking about. But it's about a lot of their interior design and homes that these two designers have created. And their home in Pasadena, California is one of my all-time favorites. In fact, I'm trying to almost mimic their home here at my little cottage here in Florida. I am working hard to try to find the color green that they have used for the outside or exterior of their home. And so if anyone knows that color, let me know. I also collect certain writers and authors, and one of my favorite Southern writers, and she's not a fiction writer, so you may not know about her. She actually writes like short stories and memoirs and cookbooks and entertaining books, and it's the late Julia Reed. Unfortunately, she passed away in 2020, and I was just heartbroken because I love a lot of her columns that she writes. She contributes to a magazine that's very popular here in the South called Garden and Gun. It's not what you think. It's kind of a play on, Garden and Gun is the name of a club in Charleston. So it's kind of a play on that, but it's mostly like home and garden, lifestyle, entertaining, food, features lots of people in the South. But Julia Reed had a column called The High and the Low. It was one of my favorite columns. She also contributed to Vogue magazine, Newsweek. She's very well known in the journalistic community. And I have been collecting her books on and off. And one of the books that I really wanted was Mans Folly. And this is really just a feature of a man that she knew called Furlough Gatewood, and his kind of home and outhouses that he has there, and gardens and all of that. It's very beautiful. It's very much eye candy. Again, if you love stamps and stamps, I would recommend Mans Folly. I have flipped through this, not enough yet. I'll probably flip through it again. I like to sit down on Sunday mornings and just flip through my books and get ideas for my garden and for decorating, and I never get tired of it. I have books that I've had for years and I still flip through them. They're a great source of entertainment for me. Okay, fiction. I am very particular about what I collect for fiction because it can get away from you. So I have been slowly collecting Pulitzer Prize winning books and other types of books. But if you are a Harry Potter fan, and I think a few of you may have picked up on the fact that I'm a tiny little Harry Potter fan, mostly because from the movies, I absolutely love the set designs. And so if you're familiar with the books, the movies, and the props and all of that, then you are familiar with the design team, Mina Lima. I am so obsessed with them and all the things that they make. If you've seen the Harry Potter movies, one of the things that they created, one of the first props they created was the lettered Harry Potter, the calligraphy, the wax seal, everything. And that's one of Owl Post and that letter are one of my favorite things about that movie. It's one of the things that pulled me in. So what Mina Lima has recently done, and this just started at the end of 2020, is they have released an illustrated copy of the Harry Potter books. Now, the only one that's out at this time is The Philosopher or the Sorcerer's Stone, the first book. The second book, Chamber of Secrets, is coming out in October of this year, and you can pre-order that. If you love beautiful, beautiful books, this is absolutely amazing. I'll turn the camera over and just show you a couple of things that I love, but I am just blown away with this book and the detail that's in it. The artwork is absolutely amazing, and it's interactive. There are lots of interactive pieces in this book, and some of you may not know this, but my first career was in the paper and packaging industry. I actually have a degree in pulp and paper science along with my chemical engineering degree. So while I don't work in the paper industry anymore, I am a big stationery and paper nut, and I think that's why most of you follow me. So it's no surprise that I appreciate really good books and beautifully illustrated books. But this is in my collection. In fact, Mina Lima has some other children's classics that they have done, and I will probably collect those as well. But other than that, I really haven't added a whole lot to my fiction collection this year, but I will be on the hunt for the Mina Lima books. As you can imagine, I think anyone that loves libraries and books would want these gorgeous, look at that spine, would want these books. So I hope that tells you a little more about how I build a library. Again, most of my purchases are used books that I find online. I'm always searching for certain garden writers and looking for them, and a lot of those books are out of print, so I have to find them on Etsy, eBay, Amazon, and they're used, and they don't cost a whole lot of money, so it doesn't like break the bank for me to build my library. But for the beautiful books that I am collecting, they are well worth the price that I pay for these, in my opinion. And I was lucky enough to get a first edition. So a lot of times I do look to see if I can get a first edition if I am going to buy a brand new book and add it to my collection. So there you go. I hope that was helpful. And if you have any more questions about my library, I appreciate you guys viewing that very old video. And maybe I can make a better one at some point. And we'll see what I can put together on that. So thanks again. I appreciate you guys supporting me and for all of the great comments. See you later.